All right, so we got our wraps on, ready to rock a back workout today. We're gonna start with some pull downs. We're already warmed up. Probably gonna be stick between 8 to 12 with these babies. Doing a little bit more weight than normal with these pull downs. So, but again, I haven't done these in a while. So maybe what happened is we're getting a little bit stronger from all the other exercises since when we moved back into these, but the warm up was pretty easy. So we dropped this down to a little bit more weight than normal, just to get into the 8 to 12 rep range. We're going to do a little bit further than shoulder width grip. I don't like to get too wide with this grip. And let's get it, let's go, come on. All right, so first set done. Feel good. I will tell you that only thing hurting on me is my calves, specifically my right calf. I haven't worked calves in a long time, and few sets that I did, it obviously got them a little bit sore, but I'll live with that. You know, we push legs really hard, so I am surprised that I'm not a little bit more sore with some of the leg exercises, but you know, recovery is good there. I gotta get in a stretch session today or tomorrow. I gotta stay on point with all that. It's big. We're gonna move back into this. It's a good set, but again, it's not overall taxing like rows are, so I want to keep the rest period short. All right, 11 on that bad boy. So good. It's one of those exercises that I'll tell you that it's you can do them very, very slow, methodical, and on the first few reps you will get more of a feel in the lats, but I find that you're gonna have to kind of find the balance on your speed and cadence of doing these, because your forearms and your arms are going to be a limiting factor. So when you slow up the reps too much, even though on the first few reps you might feel a little bit better contraction, you won't get that many good reps on that afterwards. And then preceding sets will get worse and worse. So you got to be careful on rep speed, just because again there's going to be a lot of forearm and arm involvement. All right, last one. Let's go finish it up. 10, 11, 12. Let's get it, let's go, baby. All done. Set one, we out. Next exercise is gonna be our T-bar row. We're gonna do it a little bit different. We're gonna do an overhand version like this instead of the close grip. Like that, just felt better today. We're gonna do a single exercise, like a free weight exercise. Speaking of free weight, considered exercise. As I told you guys, we are doing legs twice a week. I do not want to overtax my lower back. So we're gonna progressively add in this week one exercise where your lower back comes into effect. We are still gonna do this rack version, okay? Where we let it hit at the bottom each time. We're gonna do 12 reps, let's go. 12. Turn the camera a little bit. You guys can get a better angle. Sit here in between sets just to get a little rest. But, you know, as I said, first week of our leg training, all of our rowing exercises were done seated. Reason for that is, again, when we progress from one leg workout to two leg workouts, we're still doing things that are going to tax our lower back. Our lower back's been a weak point. So I'm not trying to shy away from things that work my lower back, but I'm also not trying to go from 0 to hero, okay? So first week, want to make sure both leg workouts were effective. Second week, now we're gonna add obviously something like this in there. Depending on how I feel going into next week's leg workout or next leg workout, we will either add another rowing, bent over row movement, more free weight style, as opposed to you know, keeping more of the stuff in the seated. There's always a method to the madness, you know. Been doing this long enough. You got to be careful, but you also got to be calculated. Okay, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into all your training, and you know, your body only has so much energy. Your body only has so much that it can deal with. You don't want to overstimulate things too much and put yourself in compromise. Feels good. Even though I'm not doing this where I'm holding the weight in that position, I do find that you still get plenty of lower back, because in my opinion, what I see a lot of times happen is as the set progresses, people go from being in this position to kind of standing up, which again puts less of the emphasis on the lower back, and that's why they're doing it. But it also puts less of the emphasis on the part of the back that they're trying to work out. They end up getting a lot more trap out of it as they stand more straight up. So I think by resetting myself each rep, I'm able to not put an undue amount of stress on that lower back, but also reset my body, put it in the best possible position to row and pull. And I've liked this kind of style over the last, I'd say, year. I've been doing it this style. So progress is there. Back has been improving. That's the name of the game. As long as the back is improving, we're getting better. It's a win in my card, in my boat. Last one. Ah, 15. Well done. Moving on. Find a pull down it. Let's get it, let's go. All right, so we're gonna do a pull down called Charles Glass style. Sternum against the pad, legs behind us, not under the platform right here. He does this more of a hammer strength machine as opposed to this Panada one. So the foot position is not exactly identical, but we're gonna kind of do it the same way. Similar action right here. Works the lats a little bit differently. This. What's up, bro? Come through, come through. What's up, bro? All right. We finished. That said, I did 15. A little bit on the lighter side. I'm gonna move up 10 pounds and try to get the same, not the same reps, probably like 10 reps. 10 to 12, I mean 12 reps probably is the goal. That's another thing to all you fucking influencers out there, and I'm under that category now with a fucking tripod and a camera right here. It's not your fucking gym, okay? Unless you own the fucking gym, do not get upset if people walk in front of you. You don't own the place. People walk in front of you. Edit them the fuck out if that's really bothering you, or realize that most people don't give a fuck if someone walks through the camera. You're not fucking Steven Spielberg. You're not creating a fucking motion picture over here, and you are in a commercial gym, regardless of private gym or not. Now, obviously, if someone steps in front of the camera and they start working out in your shot, it's perfectly fine to tell them like, hey, listen, I'm filming right here. Do you mind moving to the left and moving to the right? But fucking, please don't lose your shit. I've had people like literally crawl on. I'm like, dude, just walk through. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. You know, I'm working out in a gym. There's other people. You can see them around. I even have, like, a friend just came over here, shook my hand. It is what it is, you know? But don't become a fucking diva and think that you own this fucking place. If you do, you should be punched right in the face. And then have Joey Soul put it on his fucking little thing, gym etiquette or whatever. But he definitely needs to catch you getting punched in the face for that shit, because it's not your place. Unless you're paying all the rent and that person's gym fees, you can't say shit. Oh, that was one of those sets. It's one of those sets I'm glad the camera was on. You know why? Because I fucking told you guys I was gonna get 10 to 12. And at about 6, I started to fatigue. And those are times in your head where you can just kind of cash out and say, listen, I pushed myself for 8, but that's one of the big things that I tell you guys. Listen, I don't have a stage to step on. My stage is the camera. My stage is what I post on social media. So the way that I hold myself accountable, I don't have a coach. I'm self-coached right now. Each and every day, I say things in the camera and you guys see me do them. So when I give you guys a number, that's a number that I need to accomplish, okay, in my head, unless it's, and if not, it's a failure. Okay, and too many failures stacked on top of each other, you start to lose confidence in yourself. Too many failures stacked on top of each other, you become that failure. So when you say you're gonna do something, fucking do it. When you say you're gonna stick to that diet, do it. When you say you stick to that number, you do it. And it's even more so when you write things down, when you put it on camera, when you put it in a picture, whatever you say you're gonna do, you're getting it fucking done, okay? It's very easy to just make up in your head excuses why you deserve this cheat meal, or why you did a good job or worked hard yesterday. Fuck all that nonsense. You want to be great. Yesterday's yesterday. Today's today. Okay? We're going to put in the work. We're going to get it done. We're going to get better. So when I tell you guys fucking 12, we're doing fucking 12. Okay? Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Tried more, one more. We didn't have it. It is what it is. We tried, we failed. It's okay, but we got 12. Time to move on. Getting them rows. We're gonna keep them seated. Let's get it, let's go. Moving on. So before I do this set, the funny thing that just happened, when I was telling you guys literally that this is not my fucking gym, that anybody can walk in front, I finished my set, and the gentleman to the right of me over here basically asked me, hey, are you done recording? And I told him, I said, listen, I just had it on camera. He didn't really understand what I was saying in the beginning, but I'm like, no, it doesn't matter if I'm recording or not recording, man. This is not my fucking gym. If you need to put your weights away, you end up getting in the frame. It is what it is, dude. That's another thing, as I said before, if people ask you those things and you are, videoing, you are doing this stuff, let them know that anytime you see me on camera, it's not my gym. That you can walk in front, you can do whatever, as long as you're obviously not, aggressively in like ruining the shot in a sense, like you're stepping in front, you're doing your exercises and or overly conversing, If I'm in the middle of a sentence, same thing in a conversation, you're not gonna come over and just start talking just blatantly. You're gonna wait until maybe there's a chance for you to finish or what have you. Derp. All right. So, listen. That's one of the reasons that a lot of people get bad reputations. Influencers get bad reputations. They're in the gym. Yes, there might be an assumption that because you have it on camera that you're just wasting up a bunch of space, but if you let people understand that, like, hey, it's okay, lady just walked behind me, obviously she's in the camera, if she needs to walk in front of here, fine. You don't own all of this space. Now, if you think about it, you're not gonna look like an asshole because a tripod takes up just as much space as one other person, and then you take up as much space as one other person. Maybe myself 1.5, because I'm big and beefy, and maybe you wanna get that size, but at the end of the day, that's not that much. Now, if you want yourself a 360-degree fucking little space or bubble that you're in, now you're talking why people call you a jackass. So, be a little bit more understanding of your environments, be a little bit more cool about everything, and you'll see no one will give you shit. They might give you shit about doing a tripod just because it's funny, that you drag that shit around, you're on camera, you're talking to yourself all fucking workout, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna be like, hey, this guy's a waste of space, he's wasting all this extra room. It's a pain in the ass to work around, so be cool in the gym. Be considerate to your other gym goers. And then listen, also, find times to get to the gym where there's not gonna be as many people, or find a gym that there's not as many people. If really you wanna be left alone, if really you want no one to be in the shots and all that stuff, that's on you. Okay, you're gonna have to find that time that there's not as many people there so that shit doesn't happen. All right, let's go. Next set, up the weight a little bit. We're gonna go for about 8 to 10 reps. We got 10. All right, last set, feel good. I'm gonna go up by another 10. Try to drop down to 8 reps. Everybody had their own little sayings. Obviously, Ronnie Coleman had a lightweight, and some other guys said other things. My whole thing is lock it in and just lock in the focus. Just locking into the set. Talk to myself when I train. I've always done that. I look like a fucking madman when I'm doing it. It is what it is, but gotta lock it in. There we go. Let's go. 8. Yep. Woo! All done, baby. Fourth exercise done. We're doing two exercises of pull down, exercises of rows. We're gonna do a last pull down, last row, and then we're done. All right, so we're gonna use this Panada circular pull down. Got the weight loaded up, warmed up, let's let it rock and roll. One, two. All done with that. Oh. Feels good today. Kind of like changing the change up of the rows and the pull downs. So for about, I'd say 12 weeks, I was doing rows on a specific day and pull downs on a specific day. So the kind of changing up of those things feels good. I always, especially on pull down day, it became very repetitive. You know, a lot of the same style exercises, just with a different grip. You know, even just like a different, at the end of the day, like a different machine, but you're going through kind of the same range of motion. I guess on the rows, you're doing about the same thing, but it makes a huge difference when you do single arm as opposed to both at the same time. You're using a lot more, I guess, weight that's distributed over your back with the rows, so it's a different feel overall. And I didn't get as, I would say, bored mentally later in the workouts. But you know, today it's good to just siphon back and forth between the two. One of the things too, when you get, you know, later in your workouts, you want to make sure that you're staying locked in, you're staying focused on exactly what you're doing. Maybe it's just me, I don't know if it happens to all you guys, but like later in your workouts, you're starting to, the fatigue, the pump might not be there, the mental focus might not be there. You might be thinking about like, what are you going to do after the gym? You know, it goes back to that point of like, you got to finish a race, you got to run through the finish line. You really need to just focus at the set at hand, okay? And when you move on to that next exercise, you're just worrying about that, okay? It's good to have a plan when you go into the gym because it allows you to understand how much you're going to have, you know, there, what you're going to do. But as you get later in the workout, say you're doing 6 exercises, on exercise 5, you shouldn't start thinking about, you know, what you're going to do after your workout. Same thing on exercise 6, you're on the bitter end. You don't think at the end of a race like, oh, what am I going to do tonight? What movie am I going to watch? Where am I going to do at work? You're going to focus 100% on finishing that fucking race. So you got to do that in the gym each and every day. Today is, you got to use it as like it's your race. You got to use it like it's your event. You got to make sure that the entire time you're focused on completing your task with the utmost intensity. Last one. It's all done. I'll move on to the last row. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so last row exercise is going to be a double arm low row on this machine. All right. With this kind of exercise, really trying to get a squeeze that contraction as much as possible. Obviously, there's an ability to use a little bit more weight. I just find with this exercise, I just get fucking awesome contraction when I find that happy medium between a weight that I can really pull back, dial it in, push the sternum against the pad, lock those shoulder blades back. Especially when I'm doing 2 arms. Feels great. Again, agua. Said in a bunch of these, you gotta stay hydrated as much as possible. Very important. Being in Miami, starting to come summertime, that you do as much as you can to stay hydrated. You know, you can hear it all the time. Your body's 72% water. And people kind of discredit some of the little things like sleep, things like hydration, and these are things that are absolutely 1,000% critical. Like, it's crazy that the shit your body can't live without. People I guess, minimize how important they are for overall performance. I mean, listen, you cannot fucking survive without drinking water. You know, I mean, I don't even know how many days. It's like 3 or 4 days, you know, in normal circumstances that you couldn't function without water. They've already showed sleep deprivation, how bad it is. And people limit sleep. Oh, I only got 4 hours of sleep. And they fucking say, oh, I'm hardcore. I'm like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Like, plain and simple. Like, if you're only getting 4 hours of sleep and you're coming in here busting your ass, figure it the fuck out. Now, listen, caveat to that. If you're working 2 jobs to put a house over your kid's head, whatever. But you know what? If you're doing all of that, probably shouldn't be coming to the gym and wasting your fucking time. You should be worried about your life and survival and all that bullshit. So if you're here at the gym for an hour and a half, stop with this whole, I only got 4 hours of fucking sleep, 5 hours of sleep, and I'm hardcore. You're hard fucking dumb. Like, plain and simple. Get your fucking sleep. Get your hydration. Don't be stupid. Hold this hardcore shit anymore is honestly just stupidity. Trying to say that you're stronger mentally than someone else for not doing the essential things of life. Oh, let's get back to stop glorifying all the nonsense. Okay? At the end of the day, you're not hardcore. You're being stupid. At the end of the day, you're not going to benefit from doing what you're doing if that's what you're saying. Sleeping 4 or 5 hours a day, not drinking water, not doing any of those things that are healthy for you, that's not hardcore. That's you making bad decisions and you trying to paint a different picture than what it truly is. At the end of the day, it's hardcore to be able to do all the things that are necessary to be excellent at what it is that you're doing. I'm not just talking about bodybuilding. Being hardcore means getting to your job on time, doing that extra hard work, doing the overtime, doing extra things that your boss or your owner doesn't expect you to do. That's being hardcore. Not fucking showing up exactly when you're supposed to and leaving exactly when you're supposed to and just checking the boxes. Hardcore is about doing these things day in and day out at a high level, okay? I'm tired of hearing that. I hear people like, oh yeah, talk about how their life is so this, so that. I'm like, listen, cool, dude. At the end of the day, that's not optimal. It's not hardcore. It's not something you should be excited about. You should actually be figuring out how you can limit those other things that are distracting you from doing everything properly, okay? Stop watching so much Netflix. Stop fucking around. Get off your phone. Get yourself some supplements or whatever to get, the right amount of protein or the food that you need or the water that you need, maybe a few sleep aids if you're having a hard time falling asleep. All right, so last exercise, we get a little cinematography action over here. The Big Stew is gonna get you guys a little preview of what it looks like from the back as well as in the mirror. what it looks like in the front. So check out this little view. Hopefully it works out well. Becoming Mr. Spielberg over here with all the fucking shots we're doing. And those are not steroid shots or growth hormone shots or fucking insulin shots. Those are photography shots, okay? So I don't want to hear any of that fucking nonsense in the comments. Get these babies on. So load up some heavy ass motherfucking weight. Lock it in. There we go. That didn't feel great. We're gonna stop. I'm done. Okay, so here's to be brutally honest. On that last set, when I lifted it up, because I was lifting from a low point and a high point right here, I felt a little bit more on my lower back than I wanted to. So unfortunately, finishing off my back workout, I didn't hurt myself, but there was discomfort enough to the point where I am not going to do another set. It's not worth it. This is where you need to be smart. Okay, you need to listen to your body. You need to not be hardcore, and you need to be understanding that just put my back in a compromising position. Didn't feel 100%, so we're done. I'm not going to do another exercise, and we're good to go. So that's the back workout for today. Appreciate it. I feel great overall. I mean, you got a great workout. You can't get yourself disappointed. You just got to be smart, okay? Don't exacerbate the issue and try to do more. Once you feel something not 100%, you move the fuck on. Good thing it was at the end of the workout as opposed to the beginning. So we're done. Let's go.